Hello. Nice to talk to you. Galen's got Parkinson's here. This is a view as you fly into Space City, Hovel. I think they call it a city. Nobody else does. The Space Hovel, the mining community on KZ46B. And it's a space dock, really. And something's gone wrong. Don't know what yet. And you won't know what, because I'm not going to tell you. Because I'm just going to give you a glimpse over the city as you fly in. But my Stargrave team, which is the same as my 5 Parsecs team, which is the same as any other sci-fi game you care to call get team, has been working for the Unity, who in 5 Parsecs are the overriding good guys. Depending on bad guys, depending on whether you like I suppose, the Empire or the Rebel Alliance. Anyway, they pay you wages. You get national insurance paid. They give you proper jobs. So my team, which are of 1988 vintage squats left over from my 40,000 days way back yonder when I was a mere youth, when I was young, have all found their way into modern games. And all the youngsters can ooh and ah at the quality and wonder what they are and say, oh, what's them? And then I can say, Warhammer. I'm not sure if you're like that. No, you haven't. You're young and you don't know anything. And so that's my team. And they're working at the moment as a sort of law enforcement special constable type role on a nearby asteroid. This isn't where they're based, but they've been given a call from the law. Because the way I have my law working in the space game that I play is that it's pretty much Unity are the all-encompassing body, and they've got everything from a military police wing. They've got people like the Judge Dredd characters. You've even got Wild West town marshals in sort of out of the way mining camps, and different things in between. Uniformed officers, the Star Trek characters in that film, they would be part of Unity. And they're wearing a different uniform because they're doing a different job. So that's where we're at. Anyway, this little mining camp, a message has come through to Unity that they need help, but the message is a bit garbled. Communication's not been great. So we've landed. We have a ship in space flying about with the full crew on. I have about 14 squats now, but I tend to have a landing party that's either based on the rules of Stargrave, and at the moment my party can be up to 10. You can only ever have 4 experts, but it's 10 because of the troopers and free runners and things I've been able to buy. Or I base it on like Xbox, PlayStation games like XCOM, where you have a team of 6, and then as you get more advanced, you can maybe get extra orders from the Resistance that give you a Resistance man or a rogue advent person who joins you. So you could be up to 8. So what I've done, and you'll see as I go around here, look, I've utilised everything. I haven't spent a lot of money on any one thing, but I've got Viking children down there, because you do have primitive races in these games, don't you? Can you see down there? Look, that's a Judge Dredd figure and Judge Anderson coming in. I read somewhere that Judge Anderson was based on Debbie Harry, physically when they drew her. And I don't know what that weird blobby thing is next to the there's a Fallout Protectron policeman next to him. There's a big bellied grey thing. I think it's like some sort of old Dungeons and Dragons mouth on legs. Don't know what that is. There's a goods yard. Look down here. A lot of these are old sedan buildings and things, but in the goods yard is a chap from the Squid Games, and he's guarding an old railway carriage I found, and some bits of black tubing, some 15mm containers, things I bought at War Games fairs. That big green chap, I think that's a Star Wars character, isn't it? More strange things there. Fallout. Where's that? There's a weird looking. I don't know what that is. But we're in space, so you get all these strange things happening. I'll come to this side now, over the greenery. This is the ship flying around looking for somewhere to land. This might be a good spot. Hang on. We'll look out the window when we're there, like Katy Perry. What can we see from here? That's the shop. A lot of this isn't finished yet, but I wanted to put it on to let you see. Oh, I sort of recognise that lady there in the red top, talking to that guy in the blue top with the pointy ears. I think the vehicle is from, I'm going to say Judge Dredd again. There's a Games Workshop Cyclops there. That's from the 80s, I think. You can tell he's a Cyclops because he has one eye. If he had two eyes, he'd be a Bicyclops. Bicyclops. Shut up. I know you've heard it. I'm not bothered. There's a big bounty hunting ratty thing there. This chap here, that is from the 1970s, 1974 minifig Southampton. It's a marsh troll. That's another one of those Star Wars guys there. What else have we got? We pan round. What's that? Oh, what that is. Look at him. You can't look at him because I've gone out of focus. Hang on, there he is. It's like a big head. These are just civilians. Nothing to worry about. You don't have to panic. That's the monk. What's that here? That fella there. This shows how War Games figures have come on over the years. That bloke there, that is Aragorn from the 1972 minifigs Lord of the Rings range. I know, it's mad, isn't it? And then that is Dr. McCoy talking to the Fallout doctory bot. A bit of advice he's getting there. Over here, some of these things were real bargains. There's Captain Kirk talking to perhaps he's Reaper Jeep, some sort of talking rat. This is meant to be back here a bit like Red Rocket. So you've got a broken robot they're mending, and sort of a droid, a robot picking up things, and you've even got, if I come round here, a couple of Ghostbusters. There, look, a couple of Ghostbusters there. I think she's a thug from the Judge Dredd game, that lass. These chaps over here, I'll put that there. Where can they go? Where you can see them. You see them there? Like seahorses. They've got no arms. They've got little yellow flippers. There's actually 3 of them. They're minifigs from the 1970s, from their sci-fi range. Osprey are doing them now. Not Osprey, Caliver Books. Go to Caliver Books and you can find all the old figures from the 70s, if you like that sort of thing. I like that. It's a 3D printed sort of Warhammer Rhino that's all broke and dead and blowed up from the Holden days. Looks like some sort of elder. And he's talking to some rogue he's met. So as you go round, flying round, because we're flying round now to the landing spot. So I'll come round here. There's a bit of turbulence as you come round. And we land on, when we land on the landing site, we then, a bit over here we land. But then we ride into the city, town, in that converted old Warhammer Rhino, which I found at a War Games fair in Bristol for £2.50. And all I've done is sprayed it and put some Judge Dredd transfers on. I've got a little 3D squat lady there who's sort of guarding it with my team. That's my original squat team from the 80s there, coming down the road. And I've got all sorts in here. Look. I've got dwarf bounty hunters. I've got a dwarf lady. Where is she? She's there. There. Let me put her on here, look. And hold her up. Hold her there. There she is. Dwarf lady. Just a civilian. I want to wander around. There's even a beggar there. Because you get them everywhere, don't you? You know, some of these things, like these green squiggly splodgers, they just, you know, that expanding foam, you squirt it in gaps in walls and it sort of goes, it all expands and goes all bubbly, and you're meant to be able to sand it down and you never can. That's just them. Just get some tuppences, put a bit of, squirt a bit of that on, go away, come back. When you come back, it'll all be that shape. A lot of this junk, like these little computer screens, are just random nonsense I buy at craft fairs and war games fairs. And they're not big war games fairs. Like Bristol was a house, really, literally was a house. I think Plymouth's a good one. That's quite small. That's in February. Exeter, that's a good one for us. And then when I used to live up north, we used to go to places like St Helens. We used to go to Wartorn, Scarborough one. And obviously I've got Triples, as used to be. I don't know what it is now. I used to go when it was at Sheffield. And then you've got obviously the ones in Newark and Partisan. Wherever you are in the world, you'll have them as well. The point is, a lot of these figures I picked up painted, or people getting rid of collections. Just, I don't want them. Those little mushrooms there. Chaps selling the mushrooms, these. He wanted rid. He just said, I don't use them anymore. They're no good to me. There's a big bag full. Give us a £5. And we ended up saying, well, they're worth more than a £5, mate. We'll give you 10 quid at least. But he was more than happy. So, Rolo's deliriously happy. Have you heard him downstairs? Don't know why he's happy. So, that's my little city. I know it's a wobbly wander around, but as is the title, Galen's got Parkinson's. What I'll do in the next video is I'll play out a bit of a game to show you what happens when my squad captain meets his sort of counterpart in the town, that Judge Dredd character that he is talking to now, to find out why they've been summoned and what the problem is. Because that'll be generated at random. Might be a big, huge problem. Might be a teeny-weeny little problem. I don't know. Okay? So, until then, have some nice space games, or any sort of games you like. It'd be great if you could subscribe. But make sure you've looked at a few other videos before you do, because I'm mental and bonkers. And I don't want you to subscribe to something and you think, I don't like that. So make sure you like it. But I hope you do like it. I hope I've given you something to think about. And I hope you're having an absolutely lovely day. Okay. Ta-ra, Chuck.